Uh-oh.
Oh, we are live. Hello.
Oh.
Hey, yo. This is our one of 6 countdowns going on right now.
That was so we had countdown 1, now we're on countdown 2.
Now we're on countdown 2.
Now we're on countdown 2.
Countdown 2 is my favorite.
Is there
No.
background music? No music?
Not
Not yet.
unless Nicole wants to put it in there, but
Barry needs to call his parents and tell them to watch.
Mom!
Did we advertise to anyone that this was going to be live at this time?
we're doing it right
That's
now.
happening now.
I know,
now.
but did we say to anyone like catch us at 1:00?
I just got off a call where I told my client and Matthew Gattosi to watch, and they all said they'll come watch.
Come watch.
Okay.
Hopefully they're watching right now.
Hopefully. Hey, yo, Matthew Gattosi. I don't know who that is.
I just tweeted from the Adtopsy account, so feel free to retweet that or start yourself something else. You can grab the link from YouTube as well.
Now we have 4 minutes to hang out on here.
Yeah, Jacob, why don't you introduce yourself to us?
Yeah, sure. Excuse me, sorry. My name is Jacob. I lead email for Homestead Studio, a marketing agency here. They're based out of Wisconsin. I'm based out of Illinois. I lead strategy for us, and so we have a team underneath me and leading strategy for all of our clients. Well, kind of. I'm a resource to the account managers, and I work with our top clients.
I'm pretty sure we've lost some pitches to Homestead in the past.
Good. You mean like a week ago?
Maybe.
Yeah,
Yes.
maybe.
Literally.
Pretty
yeah.
recently.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a kickoff call yesterday with someone who, sorry, fire team, we might have beat you for.
That's
Oh,
okay.
yeah, that's right. Yep. Well,
That's good.
Always happy to lose to like I'd rather not lose to like CTC or something, but always happy to lose to a very competent, well-run agency like you guys.
Wow.
we're live.
That is on the internet now. That is on the record.
Did you
Someone heard
forget
that.
that?
It's okay. I see
We're not
0
live.
people
We're
are
live
watching.
into 43.
No, we are live.
Oh, we're allowed.
And no one's watching right now.
Well.
Just to be clear.
Somebody is.
Does this part go into the part that actually goes onto YouTube? Like, does this part?
This is crazy. If you just go to my LinkedIn page right now, there's just, instead of the banner photo, it's just this video live.
No.
On LinkedIn?
I swear. This is
Because
awesome.
you can link your social channels to this.
Yeah. Well,
Man,
no,
I should have linked
mean,
my YouTube.
Yes, you should.
Well, it's not really relevant.
Well, I'm never invited. I'm not actually a guest. I'm only here when someone else can't come. So I don't really know if I feel like bringing my
Who
viewers
linked
into
it
this.
today. I'm just kidding, Nikki. I'm just being
No, the answer is Ike.
just being an asshole.
No, it's true though.
This is
Well,
rad.
we only invite Barry because I don't know.
Everyone gets burned here.
This is going well.
I feel like it's going great.
How many viewers do we have right now, Jess?
Probably 0.
Racking them up.
Seg.
You have 2. That's why the second countdown is super important.
Yeah. To rope in. Barry, you got to call your mom.
I'll text her.
Truly.
Please text her.
So why does the view count in EVMux say nothing? It says 0. Is it just wrong?
I don't know. There's views coming in from LinkedIn, YouTube. Who knows?
So there's only 2 total, like from all those.
One's Nicole.
One's
Yeah, one is Nicole.
I like Nicole that she's commenting right now
Thank
too.
you, Nicole, for
Happy-
wishing me a happy birthday.
See, so nice.
Love that.
We're practicing answering comments.
Jacob, can you see in the live preview? You see that view?
Yeah, like the kind of retro thing.
Yep.
A very millennial look over there.
Jess, have we fixed like the fact that we couldn't see anything last time?
Yes, I did complain to them, and they said they pushed some fixes for that.
Ooh,
Well.
some fixes.
We can see now. Not sure we can hear still with the
When
app.
when I share my screen, you'll be able to see it. I've tested it.
So wait, 13 seconds and then it actually is live. I mean, it's still alive, but
The Matthew Gattosi we've heard so much about just commented.
Matthew Gattosi, you're here, man. Welcome.
I personally invited him.
A personal invite from Barry Hot.
Minus 1 minute.
He also
That's right.
personally invited his mom. Just saying.
Actually, didn't. You did, but
Or maybe we should hang out, me and your mom.
T minus 50 seconds.
I think that would be a blast for you.
Right?
Definitely not for me.
It would
T
be
minus
great.
40 seconds.
She's fun.
Are we
I
in the
think
second
so.
countdown?
I think we're on the second countdown, but mine's just holding at 13, so I'm really not sure what the actual countdown is right
T minus 30
Oh, it's 30
seconds.
right now.
Oh, yep, mine's stuck. So good.
All right, I just tweeted. Sorry, it took me a while.
Oh my God, Barry!
T minus 20 seconds.
That took
Oh, there is sound playing with this. Wait, I just realized on. Wait, right?
Yep, there is.
Okay.
Oh, I
so
can hear it.
We
I
can't
don't
hear
hear
it
it.
though.
10,
Is it like background
9.
music?
No, it's a
8,
countdown.
7,
If you unmute,
6,
you might be able to
5,
unmute the preview.
All right,
4.
5 seconds.
3, 2,
Oh, yeah.
1.
I'm
Zero.
stuck at 13, so just tell me when we're live, please.
All right, Nicole, cue that music.
Oh,
Oh, you got the music? Try it again. Oh my God. You can hear it? Okay, so welcome everyone to another episode of Adtopsy here, starring Jess Bachman, myself as Senior Designer Level 3. Also starring Rachel Jackson as Media Supreme.
What is that?
it's like a pizza.
Also starring Barry Hot as the Make Ugly Ads guy.
It's me. Hello.
We also have Aaron Elliott as the Living Laugh Track. Also starring Nikki Brazier as the Client Whisperer. Very special guest, Jacob Sappington as the Pop-Up Guy. Welcome, Jacob. This show is produced live by Nicole Valadares, also starring as the Wig Slayer. So, welcome everyone to the show. This is our second episode of Adtopsy. It is going to be a very fun episode. It's all about email. We are switching it up because we have a very special guest here. And when I think email, the very first person I think of is Val Geisler. She is amazing, but when she's not available, I always go to Jacob Sappington, head of email at Homestead. Jacob, welcome to the show.
Thanks. I'll take number 2, I guess.
It's hard to top the queen, but Jacob, tell us a little about what you do over there.
Yeah, I lead strategy here at Homestead. We are a performance marketing agency, primarily handling paid social and email, and help lead the email team and really touch on strategy for all of our clients.
And aren't you one of the top 6 or top 5 Klaviyo partner or something?
Yeah, so we have a top 5 managed revenue, but it's probably going to drop after we just dropped all those Black Friday bills. So
Oh, right. Okay,
we'll
right.
see. We'll see. Yeah.
So we usually dissect ads, but I think it's important to spread out and go into some different disciplines. So on this show, we're going to do an Adtopsy challenge, but we're going to look at 2 different emails and try and figure out which one performed better. We're also bringing back the controversial black or white segment where Jacob is going to settle all of the major debates in the email space. Appreciate that, Jacob. We also have a segment where we're going to guess the winning A/B tested headlines, and then also we're going to guess the AI written email. So we have 2 plain text email. One is written from Danny Weiner, who is the founder of Hexclad, and the other one is written as AI posing as Danny Weiner, the founder of Hexclad. And we're going to try and figure out which one is which.
Ooh, exciting.
Let's go.
All right, so I am going to share my screen, and we're just going to get into it here. If anyone is watching, or Barry, why don't you do that sort of comment stuff?
Sure. If you're watching right now, first of all, thank you. We love you. Give us a subscription. Go ahead and click the subscribe button. Ring the bell so you get notifications for our future videos. Please tune in, comment. We are reading your comments here and also everywhere. We have eyes on you at all times. Anywhere you go for the rest of your life now that you are here. So sorry for that tracking. But yeah, please do comment. We would love to hear your thoughts. Tell us that we are really ugly or really dumb. Or
Don't tell us that. Just tell Barry that.
Okay,
I would
fine,
like to hear that I'm really pretty.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's an
Right,
option,
come on.
but
Okay, well,
come on.
I don't need the internet's, feedback to know that I am gorgeous.
Oh, I do.
So, okay.
So before we get into the Adtopsy challenge, Nicole, why don't you do the thing?
Get it right.
I think I need to do one for the black and white segment since it's now a recurring segment.
Barry, also, where are your dance moves today? I'm highly disappointed.
Sorry, I was distracted. I was checking my YouTube to make sure this
Were
was
you
live.
tweeting? Get off Twitter.
Okay, so this one comes from Homestead, from Jacob and crew. Before we get into the emails, I just want to I want to make this official. So now we have season standings, and we're going to do a win-loss.
Oh, man.
But I thought it might be fun to look at the
Wow.
2022 season to see how we sort of wrapped up here.
Wow.
Let's see here. So in terms of win percentages, that would be, it's kind of hard to see. Let me zoom out. So it's kind of hard to see, but I came on top with 6-1. Not bad myself. Barry has the most wins. Ike, and then Aaron, and then it goes down from there. But
It's real suspicious that you and Barry are at the top, but just saying.
Wait,
Yeah.
Jess, you do all of the work to get this together. So wouldn't you know the answers ahead of time?
Ooh.
no, because the ones where the guest brings them on. I've only done the ones where that's why I've only done Barry's done 10 and you've done 10 and I've done less.
So it's more. What I've done is more impressive, which I
Exactly.
agree with. That's a good point.
Sure.
Exactly. So let's get into the two emails here. Why don't you set up some context, Jacob, about how these emails were sent, or like the audience segment or anything like that could be helpful.
Can you actually tell us what an email is, real quick? Because I don't know what these things are. I'm just an ad guy.
We're all like, what? Barry, you don't know what an email is.
It's a joke. It's a comedy show.
Can
I can't. Can you guys hear Jacob? I can't
No,
hear Jacob.
Jacob, you are not making
Oh,
audio sound.
I think it's-
Jacob, it's your AirPods. They're
He
No,
probably
nothing,
said
Jacob,
something funny.
nothing.
He probably
not
said
doing
something
it for
funny.
you.
That's unfortunate.
Also,
We have sound effects. Yeah, keep that
Good
going.
job, Nicole. Also,
Spot on.
Matthew Gattosi said, yeah, Jess would drink liquid death. And I'm like,
You know what, Matthew?
would.
Guess what?
Oh, got a couple fanboys up in this
Let's
house.
go.
You don't even know.
You
The
hear that?
liquid death love
But
is strong with these men.
To Matthew's point, Jess is a madman drinking whatever flavor that is. Gross.
They are
No, the
Disgusting.
lime is
Yeah.
good. No, lime
So
is.
good.
It tastes like a margarita.
it's a little much.
They're all gross.
Yeah, I'm not into them.
Polar or bust, honestly. Honestly.
Have we gotten Jacob's audio going here yet?
Well, I was kind of trying to cover, but that's not really working
Yeah,
anymore,
same.
Jacob. You got to get it
You
together. man.
Barry.
We'll remove this of the upload, but now we're just kind of like fumbling through the live. That's all.
Great, love that.
Well, we could do it completely cold. Jacob can give us no context.
Jacob could never tell us what emails are, and we could just guess.
Do you drink because of the brand or because of performance?
This is high performance H2O. No, I like it's a cool looking thing. I'm a cool guy.
You
I
guys
have
just
to
want to be
prove that.
cool. They just
I-
want
I
to be
just
cool.
have to
brand.
They just
that
want to be cool.
I'm a funny person, and that's why I drink liquid death.
I drink because of the flavor. I've tried them all, and I think seltzers are gross in general. And I think the canned water from Liquid Death is also just gross, the plain. But the severed lime, I have like 12 cases in my closet. So
Well, Jess, you're not drinking a seltzer. It has sugar in it. It's not just
Right.
like when Nikki
Thank you.
says she's drinking Polar, that's like no sugar. It's just flavor. But you
Not
like
the
the fact that
same
there's
drink.
like some sugar in
3 grams. I mean,
there. Right.
Yeah, but it's
right.
sweet. It's not water. It's like sweet.
You're like a hummingbird.
Hey, Jacob, you there yet? Jacob, what is happening, man? What if he gets off and gets back on? Sometimes that works.
Oh yeah, just hit refresh.
Just,
yes.
Just
pull the
unplug
plug.
it. Plug it back in.
plug it back
Just
in.
Wait 20 seconds.
We all leave and he comes back and it's just his show. He's just lying himself solo.
Oh, cross your fingers.
You can hear me.
Yes.
Oh, Jacob.
I'm blaming Evie Mice.
Yes.
As you
Please
should.
do. It's mostly
Okay,
your fault.
do you want to hear about these beautiful emails, these not ugly emails?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. A little bit blurry, Jess. I don't know if this is blurry for you guys as well, but the only difference between these emails is one had a dynamic countdown timer in it. One of those really annoying things that says like 10 minutes until this offer expires, and the other one did not have that.
Okay.
Okay. And so the other important part of the test is what is the metric that you're using to determine the winner?
Click rate.
Click rate.
Can I also note there is a difference in the headline is slightly different.
Yeah, ending in, ending soon.
And also
like-
one says hexclad, one doesn't. Just saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
and one more
minor difference.
A few variables.
One has more white space around the text as well.
It does.
Kat says those timers are great. I disagree. I hate those timers.
Ooh, Kat is our resident Klaviyo expert, so that
Kat,
should
thank
make
you.
this
Kat, thank you for
interesting.
joining. I appreciate the opinion. I hate these though. They're terrible. They're so annoying to set up.
All right. So,
To set up.
Jacob, why do you choose click rate and not like revenue per recipient or open rate or something like that?
Because I don't control the distribution of the people that that receive this. In this instant, like I'd be fine with also looking at revenue per recipient, but for this one, I was adding a variable that I thought would affect click rate, add a little bit of urgency to it. So, but yeah, I would have been fine also judging this off of revenue per recipient. Both click rate and revenue per recipient favored one, so either way, it would have been the same result. But yeah.
Okay. So pretty simple. And is this usually the scale of the design or in email test that you do, where it's not like huge differences? It's more subtle differences.
It depends. Like some we have like much more drastic differences. Like we've tested some things where it was like a very, very short email where it said it was a little bit more mysterious, where it didn't really tell you what the offer was. And then we've had ones that have shown like every single product that were like on sale or whatever. And those, like we've seen those have had pretty drastically different click rates. And then strangely enough, I before this episode, I looked at one of those emails and they had like a 1.5% gap between click rates. But at the end of the day, after like a couple $100,000, they were only like $500 off. And so really, really cool to see like those ones, they had like wildly different metrics, but they got to the exact same place. This one had wildly different metrics and they got to wildly different places as well.
Interesting. So does everyone know timer or no timer? I feel like I know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're going to hold up one finger for timer and then 2 fingers for no timer. All right. You ready? 1, 2, 3, go. Oh, okay. So everyone thinks the timer worked. Barry, Rachel, Nikki, and Aaron, and I'm saying the no timer worked. So I'll just say why I think the no timer worked. One is I know Jacob does not like timers, so I would be. It seems weird that he'd come on here and show that timers worked. But aside from that, I think.
Wait. Also, reminder to anyone in the audience to say 1 or 2 as well. If
Right.
you comment, if you're watching this, please comment.
Pat said 1.
Just for what it's worth, if this changes your vote, I only picked this one because the results were so drastic.
Okay.
Has nothing to do with my personal opinions.
I'm not changing my vote. But I'll also say that timers can feel a little hard or direct response ish or a little cheesy, and I feel like this brand is a little higher end than that. So maybe there's. I'm just trying to justify my vote. So maybe there's like a disconnect there.
Well, Matthew says 2 as well. So
Yeah, but Matthew heard some later points, so he might be biased. But we'll take it. We'll accept it.
skewed. Matthew's skewed.
So like Barry or who else? Like, why did you say with timer? Just because timers are timers?
I think I don't know how to say this. I think people are dumb, and then they will just fall for it. Like I think they believe the time. I mean, if it's a real timer and it's accurate, then it's great, and then it does actually motivate people. But if it was a fake timer, then I think people are dumb. So let me just say that because like, there's a lot of
urgency.
websites. There's a lot of websites that have fake timers on them, and I hate that. But if this was was this said before? Is this a real timer counting down to the? Okay, so then I believe it actually spurs urgency, and I think that is good.
I think it's also related to like what the urgency. I think they're just like the time frame of what this thing was. I can't really read this, but it says Fall Prime Day. That is a time related event.
Yeah.
So that does have a start and end time. So that's something that's like, but within buyer behavior, you're also thinking about that. So maybe it plays into that too.
Yeah. Okay. So Barry, why don't you reveal, or so not Barry, Jacob, why don't you reveal who the winner is?
Email 2.
Email 2? Me? Oh, wow.
That drum roll was really long.
Still going.
Eventually a drum roll to end. Email 2.
Oh no.
Oh, it's still happening. Oh no.
Okay.
Wow, Nicole, that was
Magical.
snazzy. Okay, who won?
So did that
Email
surprise you, Jacob, as well? Or what's going on?
This is what I wanted to happen. I did not think that this would win, but this is what I wanted to happen.
Why? I mean, so part of test is running the test to find a result, and the second part, probably the more important part, is why. And I don't know. I'm not sure why. I gave some suggestions, but I don't know. Do you have any suggestions
For why it worked?
Yeah.
For why? So I think what you mentioned was that it is an elevated brand. Like it's not something cheap. So we're already working with people who, as Barry would say, maybe are less stupid. So a smarter audience there. The second thing is I think that I think it was Rachel that said this, that there was there's already urgency baked into it because we know when Prime Day is ending. The thing I'll add is that I think this ran for no, that's right. It ended on Prime Day, so we're all good there. So I think it comes down to those two different factors, and then I think like last year I saw a ton of timers, just so many timers used. I have an inbox with like 100 some brands, and it felt like last year every single brand, including our brands, used a ton of timers for BFCM. And I feel like I saw less this year. So I wonder if consumers, if marketers are getting tired of setting it up, if they're aware that these suck to deal with for like dark mode, because it can like totally wreck the way your image renders. So big, I hate that. But I also think maybe audiences just got so accustomed to seeing it that it doesn't mean anything to them.
Yeah.
I bet it depends on the product and the AOV a bunch. We run email for JavaSock, which is a lower AOV, and I bet timers could work because it's like, I'll spend $20 or $30. But if you put a timer on something that's going to cost $350, I might be like, I don't like what you're doing. It doesn't feel right. This is a bigger purchase.
Yeah, that's what I think. I wonder if when there's more pressure for something that does need a little bit more consideration, people are more apt to be like, okay, forget it. I don't have time to think about it, or do my comparison, or search, HexCloud against the next thing that I was thinking about, like where I'm going to drop my $300. Maybe they're like, all right, forget it. It's ending. There's my sign that that's not the one for me.
Well, I just wanted to shout out, I don't know if someone else mentioned this yet, Savannah Sanchez just said, what's up, y'all? She's tuned in. What up, Savannah? Future guest. Very excited to see her here, coming to join us in a couple months, I think, right? Weeks, months?
February,
years?
sometime in February.
Sweet.
Years.
Yeah.
Weeks away.
Decades. But yeah,
Days.
I actually want to touch on, like, I kind of touched on this before, and Jess talked about the spacing. Like, I don't think these emails I don't think the timer is the only variable here. Like, just to be like, this is classic Barry. Like, yeah, we were testing timer versus not timer, but like, I reject that this even is testing just that. Like, mentioning hexclad and not mentioning hexclad in the second word is, to me, a huge variable. The spacing is a huge, like, there's a lot of things.
Yep.
So, I see it more as like, it's A versus B, but it's not just the timer that one lost.
Yeah, I come from a design background, so when I look at the second email, I see something where, like, the knife it feels like it's almost like attacking this headline, and that's not something that people are going to consciously pick up, but subconsciously it can lead to, like, bad vibes or something. So,
Oh, I think it's the opposite, Jess. I feel like it's pointing to the brand, and I kind of like it.
Yeah, I like it too.
yeah, maybe pointing with a knife is means something though, but yep. All right, so we're gonna quickly move on to our sponsor. It's sponsored by Triple Whale. Love these guys, and Triple Whale does a lot of things, but it ties into email as well. Jacob, do you guys use Triple Whale over at Homestead?
Not so much, no.
Well, shame on you.
A little bit.
Okay, a little bit. Okay.
Well, one of the reasons why I like using Triple Whale, because it pulls in a lot of email statistics, and it's really not about the granular, like, open rates. It's stuff like percentage of sale from Klaviyo, percent from flows, and percent from campaigns, and that's stuff that sort of act as sort of a little bit of a barometer for our clients. And also when we do audits or something, if we see that the percentage of sales from Klaviyo is super high, like 60 or 70%, that can be an issue. Or when it's super low, like 10%, that can also be an issue. And same looking at percent from flows. I think, Jacob, these two, like, from flows and campaigns, are supposed to be kind of even. Is that what you say? Or what would you say?
Yeah, I like to see them pretty even, somewhere around probably about 15% a piece. It fluctuates a lot throughout different time frames. Obviously, like sales promotional ones, it's gonna heavily favor campaigns. Heavier acquisition times, they'll favor those flows. But yeah, I like to see them pretty even.
Yep. And having this information in a separate dashboard other than Klaviyo's, because I think Klaviyo's dashboard is whack and super slow loading and sort of a pain in the ass, is super helpful. So go get yourself some Triple Whale. I know some people are doing, like, if you sign up, you get like 20% off or something. But I think if you DM me, I can give you 30% off, which is like the absolute max. We actually make no money for that.
Yeah, zero kickback. That's important to say out loud.
Right. We are not sponsored except for the money they paid us to say this.
So we are sponsored.
Right.
Right.
Yes. And just quickly, just some new things to stay up to date. Follow the Adtopsy Live account on Twitter. That's where, like, there'll be a lot of updates, or you'll never miss
the knife there. The knife is going into Adtopsy Live.
Yeah, that's not right, Jeff.
Giving me bad vibes.
Right.
Yeah, bad vibes.
The show is bad vibes. Have you not seen it? It's horrible vibes. So turn on notifications there. Also, we just started a newsletter where I'm gonna go back and look at the show and pull out all of the interesting meat and learnings and stuff and put that in.
You mean a newsie? A newsie. Eli Weiss just joined. You mean a newsie?
A newsie. Okay. Yes.
That's my favorite movie.
That's the same kind of newsy.
I thought so.
Yeah, totally.
So I don't have a link for this, but I mean, if you go to my Twitter, I recently tweeted about it. So now we're going to move into this next segment called Black or White. And this is where we have some of the more contentious debates in email marketing. And Jacob, you are going to settle these and choose if it's either black or white, and you cannot use the words "it depends."
All right, let's go.
All right, you ready? All right, so the first one, black. You should send to an active subscriber segment in order to keep your deliverability healthy. Or white, you should just blast your whole list if you actually like revenue.
Black.
Black?
That's easy. Yeah, black.
Okay. Why would you say that? I would actually disagree.
Okay, that's okay. You can be wrong. Man, you do some damage, and it takes a while to clean up that damage.
Yeah.
And if you have this whole list of people and you can't even talk to them, like, it kind of misses the point. So, and also, if people aren't engaging with any way, does it even matter to you? Do they want your email? Are they going to mark you as spam? Are they?
Yep.
I mean, the worst thing you can do is just have like a poor sender reputation, to end up on blacklists. And so, yeah, white is going to get you there. And so let's go with black.
Okay. Just to take the counterpoint, I'll say that we've done tests where we send to like a 90-day segment or a 180-day segment or like a 270-day segment of open clicks or whatever. And you still get revenue from the like 180 to 270 segments. You still like get meaningful revenue from that segment. And as long as the open rates are still good and deliverability is still good and the spam rate is still low, I say send to as large a list as possible. But you're the expert.
So do I. But your options there were black or white, and white said send to your full list.
Oh yeah, but
What I always tell
there's
clients,
an asterisk there. I didn't do it.
Okay. What I tell clients, so we're actually on the same page, Jess. What I tell
Okay.
clients is we want to send as broad as possible while maintaining our top KPIs.
There we go.
So
Okay.
That wasn't on the black or white list.
I know.
Yeah,
no,
so
he,
black.
he chose the right one. He chose the right one.
Jess,
All right.
I guess it depends.
No, not allowed. Not allowed.
Ooh.
All right, so moving to the next one, black. You should think about the ideal user and brand experience when it comes to frequency of emails and send to no more than that. Or white, send as many emails as you want as long as open rates and deliverability remain healthy.
I love this.
That's terrible. You're making me choose. Can you read black again? That one's really, really blurry on my end.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you should think about the ideal user and brand experience when it comes to frequency of emails and send to no more than that. Or send as many emails as you want as long as open rates and deliverability remain healthy. Basically, does the brand experience matter?
Well,
I guess I'll go
Objectionable.
white. I guess I'll go white.
Why?
Yeah.
Because this is something where like particularly new brands or new people coming in and they really think about the experience of the user and
Yeah, I mean,
they tailor it
at the end of the,
and people are afraid
think
to send a lot of emails.
yeah, I think people think that they have more of a lion's share of someone's brain power and like their
Yeah.
thought process every day.
Mhm.
And if I had to choose black or white here, I guess I would go white because at the end of the day, you know that not very many people, like a significant portion of your list isn't even going to open the email. Maybe they'll just maybe they have a 3,000 unread emails in their inbox. Like,
Right.
if I had to choose one, I'm going white.
Can I give a reason why I think that Jacob is right and I agree? Because by definition, if open rate and deliverability is good and unsubs are low, then aren't you delivering within your ideal users?
I was going to say there's a
desired brand
loophole.
experience. Yeah.
There's a loophole here in the black one, which is that let me see. When it comes the ideal user and brand experience, like it's whatever you want it to be. And if to me my answer in the black portion is that's every day, then that's acceptable to me.
Yeah,
so
I guess-
that's all I was laughing at about like I agree mostly about the white because I mean as much as I hate it, I've
Yeah.
not heard anyone that works in email ever say that like sending more emails is bad, which
But I
hate
think it's
as a-
not about the people sending the email. It's not the people who work in email. It's the client who says, "Why did we send
That's
two
it.
emails? That's
That's-
too many
yeah.
emails."
Yeah, I feel like this is less of a technical email question and more of like a how do you handle this conversation with the client question when they have such a vision, specifically with new brands, like you said, Jess, they have such a vision of what their brand is and what the end user's experience should be. And you need to sometimes be like, you got to let us run it the way it's going to work for you and hit your KPIs. And if that doesn't full on align with your brand vision, you got to let us test it as long as it's not like way red flag, way off, not us at all. Like if we're on the outskirts, you got to let us try.
Yeah.
I was hesitant on this one because I just got off of an audit sales call where the buyer or the customer experience is incredibly important to them. Like someone buys something once and then they're not going to buy it again for 2.5, 3 years. So if you're just peppering them, and which I think has occurred at some level, like you cut off any chance of getting that purchase like 2 to 3 years from now. And so that was heavy on my mind there, but I still think I'd go white.
Yeah. It's also worth noting that like open rates and deliverability are very much lagging indicators. So it's not like I'm going to crush these people until the number moves as well. So the next one is black. Highly designed emails perform the best. Or white. Plain text emails perform the best.
Oh my god.
Ooh.
I hate this question.
Me too.
All right, plain text emails, white. But I don't do plain text all the time though. So
Right. It's strategic. Yeah, for sure.
No one does. I think they only work because they're breaking up.
A pattern interrupt.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Is there a threshold? Is there like how many can you send like a month? Or
Wouldn't it matter in the
Refer
realm of how
to-
many emails, how many total emails you
that's
send in the month?
yeah.
We send like 10 emails per month for the average client. Some clients go much higher than that. And I would say like we're mixing in like 2 a month. It works really, really well for like holiday timeframes when you're looking for like a more personal message. It works really well. Like we use it a lot with cross sells, where you're trying to convince someone like, hey, you bought X, now you should buy Y. It's much easier to convince someone with words than it is pictures. But holidays, personal messages, certain parts of the welcome series and post-purchase. Like
That's interesting.
And to be fair, I don't know any brands that do 100% plain text, but I would be super curious to see
the
how
supplement industry. Just go to the supplement industry.
Well, I think it works because it's different. And so if you were always different, if you always stood out, if you were the brand that sent these types of emails, would that be effective? I will assume yes, and someone else has to try it. Okay. Okay, so the final one, black. You want more emails? Trigger pop-ups as soon as you can. Or white. It's not quality. Sorry, it's not quantity. It's quality. Pop-ups should be triggered when a potential customer demonstrates a certain behavior.
Black.
Whoa.
What I'm finding here is I'm a performance marketer, not a brand marketer.
This one I actually have trouble with personally as a consumer because my behavior is to close those things as soon as possible. Like if it's in my face, I almost get kind of irritated. But if I'm looking and you trigger a little bit of desire, I'd be like, okay, I might want to have this 10%, and then in my back pocket I'll sign up or something. But if the data says different, I don't know. You tell me.
Me personally as a consumer, before I ever land on the website, I know that I'm interested in the product. So if you're giving me an incentive to buy, even right away, Barry, throw your hand in the air.
I don't know. There's a lot of people that get to your site. They've never heard of you before.
Right. Maybe it's because I don't click on as many social ads. Like I'm more of like a direct site visitor or a branded search term visitor. Barry, I think of the tweet you put up about your mom stalking her over her shoulder while she was shopping, and maybe an earlier trigger would have gotten her to convert quicker.
But an earlier trigger to get her email? How would that get her to convert earlier? She was already
You're giving her
buy.
incentive. You're giving her incentive.
She was already incentive. She was already buying. You gave her the site gave her a discount she didn't need. She was ready to buy.
And now you're getting her to purchase next Christmas season when she's ready to buy again.
That's maybe
not.
Maybe.
Okay, so well done. Now these can be transcribed into stone. These are now these debates have been settled. Thank you. I will be tweeting them all and adding you. Thank you, Jacob. Appreciate that. So this next segment we have A/B testing headlines is one of the 4 emails. One of the easiest A/B tests that people do. You can just write 2 of them, send them off, and then it sends to the rest of the 90% segment. So we have 3 emails. We have a sale one, we have a launch email, and then we have a content related email. And I want to see if Jacob, you can guess the winner and improve them or something, or we'll just see. So the
No
first
pressure.
We'll do it live.
hot seat for sure. So December, this is a general like December 25% off sale. The subject is better sale than sorry. I'll zoom in a little bit. And the text says, the preview text is 25% off. 20% starts now. We actually don't really A/B test the preview text. We just do headlines, but
Yep. That's two variables there. Barry, throw your hands up in the air. It's two variables.
I agree.
So headline B is 25% off must-haves. Love to see it. With an emoji, heart eyes emoji.
A lot of variables.
A lot of variables. B.
B?
B.
I agree.
Okay, and so the winner, according to Klaviyo, is A. And
Small
so,
sample. Wrong.
so just to clarify things, we do click rate is the test, but what happens in the Klaviyo test is it sends to the segment that has the higher click-through rate, and then it sends to the rest of it, and the rest of the segment has a bunch of lower people who are not as open emails as much. So what happens is the numbers actually get worse on that segment because we basically send to the whole list, and so that's why it shows at A1, but the numbers are better for B, which is really confusing in Klaviyo if you're going back and looking at it, right?
So I was right.
So basically, I'm right.
Technically, yes.
No, I think that's worth pointing out because if you go back and look at why this one won, and you're like, wait, this had a lower open rate and a lower click-through rate or whatever. Why did it win? Actually,
Can I add a hot take in here really quick?
Yeah.
I don't really care to do a ton of subject line testing on campaigns. You don't control the distribution of Apple Mail privacy open users, and so there's just a lot of variables here. You don't control the distribution of users at all, really, besides the percentages. So I think it's a fine thing to do with flows, but I don't. And you're also looking at a really short time frame, like email. Like if you probably did, I think you said you did 1 hour. Like 1 hour is not enough time to gather data for email. Like if you're looking at like click rate for like an SMS campaign and it's like splitting it up by that, like I would be open to that because SMS is much more immediate. But I mean, if you look at your open rates after 1 hour, I mean, I'm sure it was a tiny sample size.
Can I ask a question about that?
Yeah.
No.
What would when you say that? I love that. Are you saying like because any given hour might be self-selecting in the types of consumers that are like reading that email, like morning versus afternoon versus night? Like it would just be a different type of consumer, perhaps?
I wasn't implicitly saying that, but I do agree with your take there. And there's one other variable that you're adding is that by doing the split test, you also can't say like I want to send it at 9 a.m. local. Like you have to choose a specific time frame. So you're adding multiple variables to the time, and then you're also adding a variable that that like perhaps if I would have sent this at the time that I know is best for these people to open and click, then I would perform better anyways. So you're taking away the ability to control the time that you're sending it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's interesting.
So if you tell us not to do split tests, we will absolutely not do that. Is that sort of what you're saying? Like don't
do it on flows. Don't do it on campaigns.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
No more.
Especially this one was a sale. Also, don't do it on sales because you're probably in a time urgent. Like you need to get it out by a certain time. And so I would definitely prioritize like the time that I thought was best for opens and clicks.
That's interesting because I feel like A/B testing, like marketers, like their first experience with A/B testing that's very accessible is email subject lines.
It's also a pretty small lever. It's a low lift, but like it's not that big of a lever to me.
It's always it never makes a huge difference, which I always find interesting, and I have a theory about that later. So the second one is a Halloween style launch. The subject line is "Trick or treat yourself to Halloween styles ghost emoji," or "Halloween styles are here pumpkin emoji." Given all those caveats, maybe it doesn't matter who the winner is, but take a guess anyways.
B.
B, and the winner is correct. It is B. Well done.
Gotta love in all caps.
So one of the things that I'm having trouble processing is how do you get better writing subject lines? How do you get better if you can't test them?
That's a very good point. I try to be very clear, and to be clear on my part also, I don't write subject lines for us. I work with our copywriters, and I encourage them to be clear. And sometimes I'll take their copy that they've written and adjust it. Because like the first one, the better sail than sorry, like it took my mind a couple seconds to recognize that they were trying to be clever with better safe than sorry.
Yep.
And so I don't want to cause confusion. I want it to be crystal clear.
Yeah.
And that's not really clear.
Yep.
Well, Jess, how do you A/B test tweets? I mean, like it's the same thing, right? You just send them. You know, you don't really like obsess over it. You can't.
And then he deletes them if they do bad.
Covering his tracks.
That is a good point. And so this last one, National Coffee Day, this is content related email. The first subject is perk up, it's National Coffee Day, coffee emoji, or raise your mug, it's National Coffee Day, coffee emoji. And I can totally see your point where there's not a big difference between these, and maybe it's not even worth doing.
Don't worry,
It's not worth doing.
as
But headline B, raise your mug.
And the winner is headline B, raise your mug.
Ooh.
Well done.
I like
I'm
that.
gonna say that was 3-0. That was 3-0. I'm going with 3-0.
Well done. 3-0 asterisk. Hell yeah. So I don't know. So it's because you can test them on open rates and you can test them on click rates or revenue per recipient or whatever. I'm gonna do a little spiel about what I think the most important account KPI is open rate. And you tell me if I'm totally wrong. And I'm sort of formulating this theory, but based off one of the things you said is that there's not a lot of difference between open rates of these A/B tests or even open rates of emails in general for a particular account. And I feel like, why is there not a lot of difference? Can you not have like a baller copywriter get in there and write the most like direct response thing, and it gets like 70% instead of 40%, and that's just not possible. And the reason I think that is because the open rate is largely determined by the collective goodwill in the audience that you've built up that open your emails pretty much all the time, and that is a metric that just takes forever to establish, and it's hard to shift. And so I think there's some people that like hate open rate as a metric because it's not, what if they need to click or whatever. But I think open rate is actually a way more holistic KPI of the entire account than some other things. What would you say?
Yeah, but it's not something that I can change. Like I can't change that goodwill overnight. So while it is important, the other thing you're working with also is we used to go from like shooting for 20% opens. And now thanks to Apple privacy, you're getting 40, 50, 60. Yep. And so it's so crazy inflated. I think and I actually noticed this about the HexCloud email after we'd already moved past it, because I have it open in my other screen here, which I think is a big variable that I didn't notice when I was sending this data over to you, is that the winning variation had a better click rate, but it also had a far better open rate. And I'm guessing that's because of the code that I had inserted into the email. The variation B was 49% open. The variation A with the code was 42%. So right off the bat, I'm getting almost 10,000 more people to open the email from a technical perspective. So I think it's like goodwill is super important, but not easy to that's a long-term game.
Yeah.
And then two is like a technical aspect of it. Like our emails, are your images compressed? Are you inserting in any additional snippets of code? Like some people like to use live text and images. I don't want to do that personally. And I think images provide the best brand experience and the easiest way to inbox. And so I don't think that open rate's the most important KPI, but I agree with your premise of like it says a lot about the brand over what your actual subject line is.
Hey, I'm not an email goon. I think that what do people in your profession call yourselves? Email goons? Is that right?
I think that's the
technical
No?
term. Yeah.
What is it?
Yeah.
What do you call it?
Do people call themselves that?
No.
Okay, I'm like, no.
No, I don't know. I'm just being silly. Like I'm not an email specialist, and it's something I'd love to get better at. But like when I think about this, I mean, I love this, but like isn't this the equivalent of like hook rate? Like it doesn't really matter if you just say like all nude, and I said nude, all nude knives. Like, isn't that going to get more people
No.
to like pay attention and open the email?
That's what you would think, but hook rate is not something that spans multiple. You don't get like multiple ads over and over and over from the same brand, and so hook rate becomes like, oh, I want to watch that ad from the same brand now. With email, where you get touch points 10 times a month, so it's not as holistic. But I do agree, you do need to get the open before you get anything else.
But if the open is about something that's not related, if you start cheating for, if like it's the point I'm saying is like if you start cheating for open rate, right? You make that you obsess over that, then isn't it's possible that you're making less relevant like hooks and getting people to open your email and it's not actually valuable? They're
Unless
not
people
going to take
get-
action.
Unless people get pissed off because
Yeah, it's
now
not-
you've like scammed them into opening so many
Short term.
times that the collective brand love disappears.
That's what I'm saying. But like I'm also saying like couldn't just some emails just have a better open rate because of like slight word variation, but it isn't as relevant and doesn't get them to take as much action? Or am I an idiot? Well, I'm an idiot.
It's part of why it's like a lot of people consider opens to be a pretty vanity thing, which I think is kind of what you're hinting at there.
That is, yeah.
Yeah. I think it provides some context, but it should never be like your leading context.
Yeah,
That's
Can I
my
hear Jacob's take on the live text versus just an image? Because we have this internally, we talk about this a lot. And I always thought you should have live text so that if, you got some older folks that have the firewall-y thing up or whatever, they still know what's going on. But you're saying no. So tell me more about that.
Yeah, so I used like if you go back and find tweets from like 3 years ago, I used to be like super pro live text, breakup images, and then since then I've definitely moved away from that. From a brand perspective, I can control the experience much better. With live text, you're running up against dark mode, you're running up against millions of different devices. Like you can send your tests over to email and acid, and you can send it over to litmus, and you can see exactly how it looks in these 50 different phones with these 50 different browsers. But to send like a single email, like you're just like you're playing in like the 0.1% differences there. And it's a lot of work, and it's very, very easy to make mistakes that way whenever you're trying to get everything perfect. And so it probably inboxes better. But I think that it allows you to bring more creative elements. It can, I think, raise that brand affinity by what you're able to communicate through images and through your custom fonts. Because custom fonts don't render in Gmail, and 50 to 60% of your list is going to be made up of Gmail addresses. And so it's a lot of work for a really low turnout. I actually talked. We had a client or a potential client who asked us, if we'd be willing to do live text. And so I texted over, or not text, I slacked over to one of our team members who built out the emails. And I asked him, I said, hey, what's your estimation on extra time this would have taken you? And he said that for the average email, he thinks it would take him 3 times longer. So from like a team perspective, it takes up more time. Right. It doesn't seem to add tons of value and positive branding experience.
And
can I? Oh, sorry, go ahead, Jess.
That's a metric that won't appear in your dashboard because a lot of times email is a volume game, and coming up with an efficient process to send. I'd rather send 10 image emails versus 7 live text one or whatever. So agreed.
Well, I don't know what live text is, but the connection I want to make, and something I don't think we've ever talked about on this show before, is exactly what you both just mentioned. Jacob, you said it well. It's about like scale. Like so much of about ads as well is about scale. Like we can't be like, the more meticulous you are, the more that you build these like really elaborate things, the fewer ads you can make, the fewer shots you can take, the fewer chances you can learn. So like, I love hearing this and thinking about it in that way. Like even if it did eke out a little bit more performance, maybe if it's taking you 3 times longer.
I disagree.
Yeah, I think I disagree.
I disagree with ads because email scale is limited to your list, whereas ad scale is not.
You can't. Okay, I agree with you to an extent.
Thank you.
But there is a way, like some things, like if you just have it in your ad process, in your creation flow that make it impossible or make it like significantly longer to produce. Like, yeah, you can do that once in a while, but it's just important that you're thinking about that, right? Like just the fact that like what Jacob said is that he's thinking about that production time is the important thought. That's all that I'm really highlighting.
Yeah, I think that I agree, Barry, from a process standpoint, baking that into one of the success metrics internally for us, for your agency should be equally as important as what you're doing on the client side. And a lot of us don't think that way. So I think that's a good point.
Yeah.
Okay, into the final segment, guess the AI written email. This is part of the official standings, the season standings, so you do have a chance to redeem yourself, all y'all. I won't be participating. But we have 2 emails.
How convenient for you.
I will read them both. So I went into mild.com, which you should check out. There's so many brands. You just type in their brand and find out basically all the campaigns that they've sent. I found a plain text email. I think it was sent on Christmas or something. Do you know this one from Danny? I think it's Weiner. Danny Weiner? Jacob? Yeah. Okay. Yep. So I have one version from Danny, and I have another version that was written by ChatGPT. And so I'm going to see if you can guess which is which. Not you, Jacob, but the rest of y'all.
Why not?
Why not?
So I'll read this first one. Hey, everyone. Hope you're enjoying the holiday season so far. I wanted to take a moment to thank you all for the continued support of HexClad. We're excited to announce some new products that will be hitting the market in the coming months. First up, we have a new line of ceramic coating frying pans that are perfect for searing, frying, and sauteing. They're super lightweight and easy to clean. Plus, they come with a lifetime warranty. We're also introducing a new set of stainless steel knives that are designed for precision slicing and dicing. They're sharp as hell and will make your cooking game that much more efficient. In addition to new products, we've also been working with some amazing influencers and publications on some cool collaborations. We've teamed up with Chef Gordon Ramsay and Food and Wine magazine to create some exclusive recipes and cooking tips that will be featured on our website and social media channels. As of speaking of Chef Gordon Ramsay, I wanted to leave you with a little bit of inspiration from him. A quote, "Food is meant to be enjoyed, not feared. Embrace it, love it, and make it your own." Lastly, I wanted to share a little anecdote from our customer service team. Brenda, who is a total rock star, by the way, was on a call with a customer last week and ended up cooking dinner for them over the phone. They were struggling to make the perfect scrambled egg, so Brenda talked them through the entire process and even stayed on the line until they were ready to eat. Talk about going above and beyond, right? Thanks again for your support and have a happy and safe holiday season. Best, Danny Weiner, founder of HexClad.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you have a longer email you could read?
Yeah.
No. So here's the second email. Friends, the late chef Anthony Bourdain once said, "Food is everything we are. It's an extension of nationalist feeling, ethnic feeling, your personal history, your province, your region, your tribe, your grandma. It's inseparable from those the get-go." I don't know what it means.
From the get-go.
From the get-go. Okay, yeah.
It's inseparable from those from the get-go.
Gecko.
This is never more apparent during the holidays than we're gathered around the table and with family and friends, celebrating traditions, sharing stories, and making new memories, most often through the foods we love. It goes without saying, but HexClad is beyond honored to be part of your gatherings this holiday season, helping you celebrate your unique traditions in the kitchen. We've had an amazing year from releasing a new line of products to partnerships with Hell's Kitchen, Next Level Chef, Pasta Ramen, Dinner Club LA, and more. We cannot thank you enough. Our team's excited to see what 2023 holds, and we have a lot of things in the works we can't wait to share. But until then, go make something delicious and share it with someone. Happy holidays. Danny Weiner, founder of HexClad.
So what are we voting for? Which one we think is actually
you can put up
Danny?
one finger if you think it's email one.
Wait, is what email one?
Is what? Yeah.
If the real one
Oh, okay.
is email one.
Real?
Yes.
Like, which one did AI write?
Okay, yes. Oh
Wait,
my
what?
God. Let's do which one is the real email from the real founder of HexClad.
Okay.
What if he used AI?
Well, he didn't write it. Jacob's team wrote it.
Who knows?
Right.
Wow. What a fold.
We get
Whoa.
What if Jacob hired a virtual assistant who used AI. Now who are we attributing this to at all? This is all fake.
Dang.
Is this even a show? Are
The
you
whole
even
thing
real?
is fake. The whole thing. Are we even real, Barry? Are we even real?
So also in the chat, feel free to give if you think the first email is the real one, put up 1. If you think the second email is the real one, put up 2.
Well, after you read them both, I think no one's here anymore. But yeah, let's do it.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
All right.
Rude.
All right. You ready? 1, 2, 3. Put them up.
Real?
2, 1. Aaron, so you were the only one that thought this first one was real, right?
I guess so. Sure.
Why?
I don't know. It seemed like a little bit more like the product offering was like a little more detailed than the other one. And I felt like the second one was felt a little more generic, like pulling from, like trying to be personal, but kind of missing the mark. So that's why, because I just felt like the product offering was pretty specific.
Okay. The winner is.
Wait, hold up real quick. Let me ask a question.
Yeah.
Aaron, do you know what Hexclad sells?
Is it knives? Or is it not the pan? Is it pan?
The AI said, which I'm not going to say which one it was, but the AI mentioned one that includes something that Hexclad does not sell.
Oh, interesting. Well, no, I don't really know. Only from the email, it looked like pans and knives kitchenware, but I wasn't listening that closely because Jess's voice sort of went on too long. So
Thank you. Well, fortunately, the AI overlords have not gotten us yet. So the actual AI one was the first one. And here's the prompt. Write a casual toned email from Danny Weiner, founder of Hexclads, to his customers. It should wish them a happy holidays, let them know about new products. You will have to make them up. Mention some influencer collaborations. Again, you will have to make up these people and publications, and include some inspirational quotes from a famous chef, and end with a crazy personal anecdote from Brenda in customer service.
Hey, hold on a second. First of all, that's amazing. Second, is there an AI that I can get to write my AI prompts for? I'm exhausted thinking of writing that prompt.
yeah, exactly. Like it probably
Too many
took them just as
parameters.
long to write
So
the
much.
parameter prompt.
Good to know it can do that. That's an impressive prompt. Like we should do a whole course on prompt writing. Jeez, that's good.
Yeah, we should bring Nicole in for that because she's really good at that too.
Well, I wrote this prompt based off the original email. I was like, how can I write a prompt to mirror that and add in something that AI might have trouble with, but didn't have trouble with Brenda and her crazy story of cooking eggs over the phone.
Yeah, but eggs for dinner is what set me off. She helped someone cook their dinner and it was eggs. And I was like, no. Can I tell you honestly what set me off? If I received a plain text happy holidays email from a brand that went that far into product offerings,
Yeah.
I'd be pissed. I'd be
That's
like,
what
this
I
is
think.
bullshit. Like, why this brand sucks? Like, either wish me happy holidays or sell me your shit. It can't be both.
Right. Well, this time next year, I bet you won't be able to tell the difference.
Yeah,
That's a good point.
All right. Well, that is the end of the show. I wanted to thank Jacob for coming on. Jacob, why don't you let people know where to find you?
Twitter @JSapping.
Only Twitter. Just go all in.
Homesteadstudio.co.
Nice.
Those are the two places: homesteadstudio.co and @JSappington on Twitter.
Taking new clients?
Absolutely. As long as we're beating out Fire Team for them.
And you might be.
Hot
Yeah.
take.
And you might be.
We're gonna mute that part, right?
Cut it.
Thanks, everyone, for
do I
watching.
get
Of
to-
course, Barry.
Can I plug?
The stage
I wanna
is
plug
yours,
some
of
stuff.
course.
Thanks. Thanks everyone for watching. Please subscribe to both Fireteam and Barry Hot on YouTube. You can follow me on Twitter @BingHot. You can learn more about stuff that I do, barryhot.com or behot.com if you just want the mobile links. I'm now selling an audit template doc if you want to like audit your
$1 billion
Facebook ad account, the $1 billion audit template, because I've seen billions of dollars worth of ad spend and reviewed it. So check that out. It's $197. So definitely check it out if you ever audit accounts or you want to audit your account. And I'm also happy to announce that I'm now an advisor at adcrate.co. So I'll be helping them and promoting them as we make some dope-ass high-performance UGC stuff. So very excited about that.
Behot.com.
HOTT.
Okay, very.
And one thing I'll say about your audit template, certainly it's worth, like, you can pay someone to go do it, and $179 or $109 or whatever it is.
You can pay me $5,000 and I'll do
right.
it.
It's worth it to do that, but it's also a great tool to get that tool and then run through it yourself to actually learn how to do it. So then you don't have to pay someone, or you can talk to your media buyer and know exactly what they're talking about. So it's a great educational tool as well.
It pays if it sounds right to someone, it pays for itself. Like it makes sense and it gets a lot done. It unlocks a lot.
Okay. So Jacob, before I left you off the hook, I want to do this one more section where we do just a quick recap of the things that we did, and then I'm going to take that recap and put it in the front of the uploaded YouTube video.
Wow.
So I have Barry, myself, and Jacob, and then the rest of you guys are sort of above us. So Barry, do you want to start it? Like, it just needs to be like snappy and quick. So we went through the Adtopsy challenge, the black or white, guess the winning headline, and the AI written email.
I don't have the notes. Oh my god! I can't remember all that.
No, it's just.
I'm glad we're doing this on the live recording. Great. So what am I saying?
So I'll start it, and then I'll cue you.
To do what?
I don't know. No, it's just, like when you start a YouTube video, we need to get people into it. So we need to be like, we had a great episode. We did this, that, and whatever the other thing with Jacob. Blah blah blah.
I'm saying all those things.
Oh, you're clearly uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So
I'm not.
Just have the pro Nikki do it. What are you,
I can
crazy?
do it.
Oh yeah, switch spots so she can take it.
all right.
you
Nicole,
switch
can you switch spots? So Nicole's going to switch it. So just to remind you, Nikki, we had the Adtopsy challenge, which was 2 emails. We had the black or white settling debates, guess the winning headline, and then guess the AI written email.
Okay.
Sorry, I failed. You can take it over.
And once you change that, Nicole, you just have to push it.
I'm going to make it up. Jess, you're going to start it, right? And then hand it to me.
Demoted.
Sure.
This is going to be so embarrassing when I get it wrong. Okay, go ahead.
Nicole, you ready? Okay.
Oh, wow. Now I'm all the way down here.
Must be nice.
Can you make her a little bit bigger, Nicole?
Can you even hear me anymore?
Yeah. Actually, could you drop Barry from the show so I can do this properly?
It's a bit of a disgrace. All right. So I'll start. You ready?
Yeah, sure.
Nicole, can you move Nikki into the center? She's like on the side. This is great content.
Where am I? I'm over here.
Okay. We'll work with that. All right. All right, here we go. Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Adtopsy Live with Jacob here over to my right. We had a bananas episode talking all about email. Woo. Nikki, why don't you let us know what people have in store for this episode?
Man, people are going to be learning so much about email, thank God, from Jacob, since the fire team and Mr. Hot don't seem to have our shit together when it comes to what exactly is going on in email. But we did learn a lot. I was so stoked to see another Adtopsy challenge. I mean, if you want to see how we ranked in Adtopsy challenges over the course of the past year, definitely stick around for that. Do things change in 2023? Who knows? Then Jacob took us through black or white, where he really planted his flag in the sand about a ton of email issues that, yet again, we maybe were wrong about. But I'm glad that you were here, Jacob, to teach us, because Lord knows we've got a whole bunch of improvements to move forward from here. We did some winning headlines. We went over whether or not headlines even matter at all. So if you're toiling over your copy like we do on occasion, man, maybe you have some updates to make in your own processes. And we wrapped up with a guess the AI written email segment. Is AI taking over our lives? Who knows? You be the judge. See if you're right and can determine which email came from a human being.
Wow.
Oh, Barry, you're demoted, my friend.
I could not do any of that like that.
Jacob, why don't you wrap it up? Is this episode worth watching?
Oh yeah, best episode you've had so far. Best episode of 2023. Best episode so far. Yeah, most value for sure. Out with the old, in with the new. I'll book my next spot in May.
Okay, great.
Amazing.
Thank you, everyone. You're going to love it. Stay tuned. And don't forget to give us a like and subscribe as well. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks.
All right. Now I am cutting the live stream. Thank you all the chat for watching. This was amazing, super fun. And we'll be back next Friday, every Friday.
1 p.m. Eastern Standard.